So for a lot of us, whether we're looking for a job or asking somebody out, or even just in a bind and asking a friend for a favor, there's usually one word you don't want to hear. Anyone tell me what that is?
No.
There it is. No. So today, Ray John and I are going to talk to you guys a little bit about when, why, and how to say no. So to start, humans are pretty social creatures, and I think we all know that typically we always want to please everybody that we come in contact with. So with that in mind, it's usually very easy to say yes, while it's often very hard to say no. But what comes from that is it means we often overcommit our time, energy, and even finances. And so saying no can help show that we're in the driver's seat of our lives. It means that we can take our time and really focus that on what's important to us. And at the end of the day, that means we're going to have a better chance of accomplishing the goals of what's really important to us, as opposed to kind of halfway doing a lot of things. And at the end of the day, I really think that's going to end up with a happier you.
So after we know the reason why we should say no, we probably want to know under what kind of situations that is proper or it's good for us to say no. So firstly, say no when you have limited time and there's limited opportunities. So we all know that we only have 24 hours a day. If you spend time on something less important, then you're wasting or you're losing time for good opportunities. Secondly, say no when you feel too stressed. Know your capacity. So if you are considering like overloading next semester or joining more organizations next semester, ask yourself if you are stressed now or if you are already busy now. Then if you are, you should consider doing that or not next semester because you don't want to be too stressed. Thirdly, when you don't feel comfortable doing something. I remember the other day at the beginning of the semester when I walked out of this building, I was asked to do an interview in front of a camera. But actually, as a photojournalism student, I am basically a photographer. I'm behind the camera all the time. So I'm really uncomfortable being in front of the camera. And I know that sometimes my subject, they refuse my request of asking to interview them, and they refuse my request. It's a really common thing to do that. Fourthly, say no when you have done something similar and feel regret. So if you have already done this before and you don't like it, then there's no reason for you to do it a second time, and you are just wasting your time. Fifthly, say no when the request doesn't align with your long-term goals and values.
Yeah, so if you guys remember, actually earlier in the semester we did that exercise where we kind of crossed out the values. So we had like a list of 50 until we got down to 5, and that was really, really difficult. But the hope is that it showed us, what is really important to us in the long run, what do we want to do to make our lives the best possible. And so I think it's really great when you're making a decision that's difficult, take a look at those values that you had and say, does this align with those? Is this something that in the long run is going to align with what's important to me?
Hey, before you go to the next one, go to the last slide. Previous slide. I'm sorry. Oh, one more. No, go down to it. Sorry. The second one. What's that? What does that mean? No, right there. When you feel too stressed, know your capacity. Expand on that a little bit.
Yeah. So I think we're all really in the mindset of constantly saying yes, that we are able to achieve by ourselves, that we're constantly capable of doing everything. We feel like supermen, superwomen. And I think what that means is oftentimes that we overstretch ourselves and end up trying to do too many things. And I touched on it a little bit, but at the end of the day, I really think that ends with people doing a lot of things halfway as opposed to a couple of things all the way. And I think as entrepreneurs, we really want to make sure that we're giving the things we want to focus on all of or most of our time and energy so we can do it right, as opposed to doing something and maybe committing time to something at the end of the day isn't going to be valuable.
So here are some little tips of how to say no. Firstly, you probably want to start with a positive comment. I really want to do this, or this is really a good idea. But explain the reason clearly, but don't over-explain because you don't want them to think that you are having excuses or something like that. And then the third tip is it's common to say not today because by saying this, you are avoiding to do this thing right away, right now. Fourthly, if you this sounds like a useless tip, but it's actually the most useful one. If you really don't know how to say no, then just say sorry and leave because it only takes you like 1 second or 2 seconds to say sorry, but if you do this something that you're not willing to do, you're wasting a lot of your time.
Cool. And so finally, while we think it's important to say no, we think it's really important to talk to you guys about what we're not telling you to do today. So what that means is not saying no to something because it makes you uncomfortable because it's a new opportunity. Because oftentimes getting outside of your comfort zone or doing something new is really what's going to be best for you, align with your goals, help yourself, help other people more. Third is only do things that align with your goals. A lot of us are really career oriented in here, and I think it focuses sometimes on, oh, I should only say yes to things that are going to be better for my career advancement or things like that. So take the time to say yes to things that are going to make you happy and help other people, which leads into fourth. We're not telling you to never be generous with your time and expertise. I think Jim has done a really great job of letting us know in this class, we are people who have considerable experience and expertise, and we should be able to give back to people with that. And so you should schedule time into your life to make sure that you are giving back time, energy, expertise to people who can really benefit from that, so we can make our community better than it is today. So with that in mind, we'd love to take any questions y'all have. I encourage y'all to go out and say no to something in your life in the next week.